Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. Unless you are new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. Today's episode, we're going to be actually pretty quick. Apparently I recorded this video and I didn't have my mic set up correctly and it didn't record any audio. So today's episode, we're talking about Bitcoin and we're talking about Orchid. I got a couple key points I want to take away with you guys, and this might actually be good because I've been trying to reduce down the length of my videos anyways. And so, yeah, guys, we are trying to get to 500 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed before and you like the information, you want to be a part of an awesome community, then definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, and let's get right into this. So looking at Bitcoin right here, you can see that on the daily, we're actually on a negative moment. We're at 0.63 on the negative side right there. However, we are still above the 21 EMA. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second. We're talking about some news information. In fact, one of the things I wanted to actually show you guys was the stock market prices, and the S&P 500 is actually up. So there's a lot of correlation people have been saying, especially lately, with the stock market and with Bitcoin. This is one of those moments where it feels a little bit more decoupled because the S&P 500 is actually up almost 2% or 1.5%. And the Tesla's up, NASDAQ's up. I mean, the stock market is going up. Dow Jones, you got all those good ones right there. And looking at the price, though, of Bitcoin, right, at $10,600, Bitcoin price is on track for its second best quarter ever. The other point in time was actually in Q2 earlier of this year. Network fundamentals also speak to overall strength, with difficulty itself at all-time highs and set for another upwards readjustment of around 3% in 3 days' time. So right around the corner, the hash rate is going to increase. To me, this is something that we should keep an eye on. I don't necessarily say this as a bullish indicator for the price. I think it's bullish for sure. In fact, I know it's bullish for sure of the security of Bitcoin, because that means it's going to be much more difficult for people to try and manipulate the system. The more people they're out there, they're mining, the hash rate increases, and then now it becomes harder to try and do anything to the actual blockchain and change it. However, for the miners themselves, they need to make a profit. And we haven't really been seeing much of an increase in the price for Bitcoin recently. And if it's going to become even harder now, which has been already continuing to do approximately every 2 weeks with these readjustments, at some point you got to make a profit of some kind. You have to be able to pay for your electric bill. You got other bills you got to pay. You got to buy new equipment. You got leasing, all those good things, right? So people have to try and sell some of their Bitcoin to actually be able to cover these expenses. And if it's going to be even more difficult again in another 3 days and people haven't really been selling much on the exchanges, you see a lot of buying that's taking place apparently over the counter, well, this could lead to a little bit of a downwards moment, especially because a lot of people are saying that the stock market has been overvalued. I've been saying it, it's my personal belief. By the way, a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. This is for entertainment, educational purposes. Take what you will with this with a grain of salt, and hopefully you enjoy the content. Don't forget to subscribe. These other YouTubers, man, they say it over and over and over again, sometimes in their videos, and it kind of makes me cringe. But I do hope you guys enjoy the content and be a part of this community. Anyways, going back to the actual content itself, right? So to me, that is very skeptical. I'm very skeptical about the idea that just because the hash rate increases, that should suggest the price is going to increase as well. I would love for that to be the correlation, but it doesn't always necessarily mean that that's true. Aside from that article, we also have some negative sentiment. This is saying that Bitcoin exchange owners laundered millions of dollars. The owner of a Bitcoin exchange has become the 17th person to be convicted in the United States in connection with a transnational multi-million-dollar online auction fraud scheme that victimized over 900 Americans. I'm not sure how to say this name. Iosifov was the owner of RG Coins, a Bitcoin exchange based in his native Bulgaria. Court documents and evidence presented at trial proved that the 53-year-old entered into a fraudulent scheme to launder money for criminals based in Romania. So the big thing to take away from this is that exchanges are not secure. KuCoin just got hacked, right? Now, there are some exchanges that are more secure than others, but the most secure thing you can do with your cryptocurrency is to have it on another device, like a ledger, and you possess it. Nobody else, you. That is where it's the most secure. Unless you're not really good at handling your money and you have, you forget everything that you're doing, right? So, I mean, in most cases, the most secure thing that you can do with your money is for you to hold on to it. So just be cautious with this kind of stuff, guys. 17 people in just the United States alone in regards to these different exchanges. Now, KuCoin, that wasn't in the United States. That was over in Asia, but and that was a hack. But aside from people not handling your money correctly, they could have potential vulnerabilities. And now taking a look over on the Bitcoin chart itself, we are above the 21 EMA. We are in a little bit of a consolidated space, moving sideways right here. As long as we can close out today, ideally above $10,500, then this still looks bullish from a more macro perspective. The reason being is that today is the end of the month, and it is also the end of the third quarter. As we talked about in that other article, the last time that we saw good movement this year with Bitcoin was the closure of the second quarter. So moving into fourth quarter, a lot of key things. It's going to be a takeaway, right? We got the upcoming election. And we've also got the stimulus checks. We're waiting to hear on those for the United States, as well as this is like the flu season, and we're seeing lockdowns starting to take place in other countries such as Israel and the United Kingdom, and that could potentially lead to implications on the stock market as well over here and businesses. And obviously, when you have money to invest in things, then great. If you don't have money to invest in things, well, then investments are going to be affected by that. So a lot of the major institutional investors are getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. We also have Ethereum 2.0. It's just been delayed, but it is looking really, really close to the release of it. So a lot of projects are going to benefit on Ethereum 2.0's release, more than likely, unless they blow it somehow. But overall, it's supposed to have a lot of new features that's definitely going to increase. Especially one of the issues people are having is with those high gas fees of just trying to do any kind of transactional movement on Ethereum, right? So Ethereum 2.0, let's go, baby. Now we're going to take a look over here on Orchid, aka OXT. This is a little project that I'm interested in personally. Other people on the channel have been showing some interest in it too. If you guys don't know what Orchid is, just real briefly, it's a decentralized VPN, and you can use it on a case-by-case basis. They are working with other VPN providers that are already existing out there. They're on the Android app now. They're on the Apple app. There's speculation about them trying to go on to Apple and Windows. So that's some good potential things to look forward to. Speculation about the nano payments. And, you know, if all this actually comes to fruition, then that means there's a bigger market, there's more demand, bullish indicators. So I like the space that it's in. There's not really much of a competition with this cryptocurrency in the space. It got released on Binance recently. A lot of good news, right? So to me, I'm like, okay, it's a low price point. I'm able to buy it on the exchanges in my country. Why not? Looking more at the technical indicators, though, as of the moment, I am bearish on this, and I have been bearish. As much as I would love for this thing to just skyrocket to the moon, you still got to keep yourself grounded and be realistic with things. We're below the 21 EMA. We are still in a descending wedge pattern. It actually just broke down below the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci retracement, and you can see on the daily, it actually was even getting close to the 0.382. Now, I personally have a buy level in at the 26-cent range, but you can see over here previously on September 18th, we had a low, and then over here on September 23rd, we had a higher low, and then a higher low again on September 24th. So it won't necessarily trigger this, something to really keep in mind, okay, is that as we move more on the daily here, every time I move this line, right, it gets closer and closer and closer to the top of the resistance. We're not pushing closer and closer towards the bottom of the support. We're getting closer and closer to the top of the resistance. And what's important about that is that it tends to be a bullish run when you can establish above the levels of resistance. It has a rally, right? The whole point of technical analysis is looking at probability, human reactions historically, and you could say that it's more likely to do this than that. So I would say in the next couple days, we have a really good chance of a good rally. And when you look at it back here, you can see that it's large accumulation phase for, I mean, a long time. This was around like 15 to 20 kind of cent range. And right now we're in the 20 cent ranges, just below 30 cents, but it's been hitting that 30 cents and holding it pretty steady overall. That I think that now that it's on major exchanges such as Binance, which you can see 6 times more transactional daily volume than that of, say, Coinbase. It's been released onto even more exchanges over the last couple months. That these are good signs. You've got more potential audience. The bad news is that there's a lot of circulating supply that's been added. There's still a lot more that needs to go out. The team behind this is really smart though, and they are working on making it have more use cases. So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of in play on this project, and I personally am looking into it and keeping an eye on it. If you guys are looking for a potential project that has a low price point and has a high potential future, this is something that I would say you should definitely take into consideration as well. But there's a lot of good cryptocurrencies that are out there. This is just one that's pretty close to me, and I'm keeping an eye on it. So yeah, if we break above in the next couple days, what is something that's a really good takeaway is it's about 1 cent difference each day that we would need to break. Here it's about 31 cents. The next day it's about 30 cents. The next day it's about 29 cents. So it drops down 1 cent every day, but we've been seeing it holding pretty stable around 30 cents each of these days. Once it breaks above that, we also have a good chance of it breaking above the 21 EMA, which is a really good indicator, right? So if you can be above the resistance and you could be above the 21 EMA, you have even more contributing evidence that this should move forward. It should move up. And the RSI is very sideways right now. Volume overall has been very stagnant. So we should be seeing a reversal at some point soon of volume increases. And you can see that we have, it's mixed though, technically. I mean, we have some major green candles. When it decides to rally really hard, the biggest rallies have been in the green. We do have some higher red candles right here, and they actually formed on multiple days. So over a continuation of days, this is what's been kind of falling down. In all fairness though, we were seeing the whole cryptocurrency space during these periods in time being affected too. Bitcoin was hurting, Ethereum was hurting, Chainlink's been hurting, you know. So because the whole market's been having a problem, I wouldn't necessarily say by looking at this, oh, it's a pump and dump kind of thing. It was just unfortunate. It released out on the exchange, increase in circulating supply, plus what happened with all the other cryptocurrencies. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed yourselves, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Would love for you to be a part of the community. Hit the like button, guys. Maybe we could try to get this video to 50 likes. If you can help us by clicking that button, that'd be great. And drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about all this information today. And I will see you guys in the next episode.